Every song has a story, and the carols of Christmas are linked to a world of fascinating legends, ideas, and history. This is the Annotated Christmas Songbook. I'm sure you recognize this one. Jingle Bells is one of the most popular songs of the Christmas season. With its infectious merriment and its visions of horse-drawn sleighs whizzing over the snow, its festive energy has made it a staple of countless Christmas concerts. Its immense popularity is demonstrated by the fact that it was recorded on an Edison phonographic cylinder in 1889, making it the first recording of any Christmas-themed song. And during the Gemini 6 mission in 1965, it became the first song of any kind performed from outer space, when astronauts reported the sighting of an unidentified flying object resembling a red sleigh pulled by reindeer. Yes, Christmas is not the same without Jingle Bells. So it may come as a surprise to discover that this jovial tune was never intended to be a Christmas song. In fact, its composer, James Lord Pierpont, envisioned it as a celebration of an entirely different holiday, namely American Thanksgiving. Jingle Bells is a proud member of a whole host of songs that are associated with the Christmas season without having any connection to the holiday at all. Aside from references to winter and snow, such popular songs as Winter Wonderland, Baby It's Cold Outside, Frosty the Snowman, and Let It Snow feature lyrics with nary a connection to mistletoe, angels, presents, or little lonely stables. Even the Christmas concert favorite Handel's Messiah was meant to be a celebration of Easter. But even with all that, it's still shocking to discover that one of the best loved and most triumphant of all Christmas carols never was intended for the holiday at all. In 19th century Boston, there was hardly a musical professional better known than Lowell Mason. He was considered something of an innovator when it came to the art. Not only was he the city's most important music publisher, but with his own money he had started the first public music program for Boston school children. But more than anything else, he was a composer. In his lifetime, he would write over 600 hymns, and hymns completely unlike any others of the time. Mason had often complained about how dull traditional church music sounded. Taking his cues from such energetic composers as Joseph Haydn and George Frederick Handel, Mason created sacred music that was energetic, rousing, moving, and above all, inspiring. In 1836, Lowell Mason had completed a new musical composition. He had been inspired by two songs in Handel's Messiah, but had managed to craft something entirely unique. It was exhilarating and bold, exuberant and joyous. All it needed were some words. But there Mason was stumped. Nothing he could come up with seemed appropriate for the soaring melody. It took 3 years of failed attempts before Mason found what he was looking for in a well-worn volume. Inside were verses written over 100 years earlier by another composer of sacred music, Isaac Watt. Like Mason, Watt had also been a revolutionary when it came to church music. He too demanded vigor, engagement, and celebration in hymns. But what Lowell Mason discovered was not a song, but a poem. A poem inspired by Isaac Watt's reading of Psalm 98, especially the line in verse 4 that begins, "Make a joyful noise unto the Lord." Watt rewrote the words of the psalm, setting it in an easily sung poetic meter and adapting the words to a more common style of speech. But the poem never achieved any popularity. probably because churches of the time were offended that anyone would have the impudence to rewrite words from the Bible. But Lowell Mason instantly recognized that Isaac Watts' words not only fit the rhythm of his song, but matched its triumphant spirit as well. In fact, it magnified it. In 1839, Mason debuted his new song, and it was an immediate sensation. With its tune inspired by Handel's Easter masterpiece and words written hundreds of years before the birth of Christ, it's easy to see why neither Mason or Watt would have considered their creative contributions especially Christmassy. But in its contagious happiness and marvelous expression, it can be safely said that there has never been a more perfect or more uplifting expression of the Christmas spirit. It's all there in the very first words of this glorious carol. Joy to the world. And here to play it on Holy Trinity Anglican Church's magnificent Cassavant organ is Ria Bursig. This has been the Annotated Christmas Songbook, created and written by David Belke. Joy to the World was performed by Ria Bursig. Recorded at Holy Trinity Anglican Church in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Intro music by Aaron Kenny. Outro music by Ease Jammy Jams, who also performed Jingle Bells. Incidental music, theme for one-handed piano, by Sir Cubworth. The Annotated Christmas Songbook is a production of Holy Trinity Anglican Church and the ATME Radio Project.